Welcome to Honeybees. And with my beautiful co-host Christina.
Hi, everybody.
And the new addition to the social media shows. And she is from the show Rise and Shine. I said, Arise and Shine.
Arise and shine.
Why are we looking for the living among the dead? Anyhow, Donna.
I love it.
Welcome, Donna.
Yes, welcome.
Thank you.
So happy to be
with you.
Oh my goodness. And today
That's
we have a beautiful topic for today.
Yeah.
And what is our topic for today?
Oh, well, our topic is women who don't need men in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
Those women who got their start without needing the help of a man.
Yes.
Okay, no dig on the men, okay? We're just saying
dig.
that we have what it takes without the pressures of the industry causing us to lean on men for our success. Okay,
Yes.
so
No digging
not
on the
necessary.
men because
no, we're not digging on you
digging
guys.
on you, digging on me, digging on
All right, TLC.
Baby,
I need a tip of love and care. Okay, baby, baby. Hey, I love
Gotta
it.
be
Oh my
love
God.
or something like that.
Something like that. Okay, that take me way back.
I'm listening
like
to
that
that. I'm constantly listening to that.
That's my song.
Oh.
And then they did Way Back, of course, after
Yes,
the loss
yes.
of Lisa Left-Eye Lopez. I love that song. But Way Back, Tian and T-Boz and Chili, they did another song called
Yes.
Way Back, and I love them too.
Miss Chile.
Yeah, Miss Chilish.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yes, they're doing good.
Okay, and so now we're going to start the show.
Yeah, let's start the
with
show.
you.
Okay, well, off camera prior to beginning the show today, we had a brief conversation, and it was very interesting, and I thought it was really great. I wish the cameras were rolling because we were talking about the industry and women in the industry and how they're perceived and how they're represented, and also how they represent themselves as being idols in the industry for those up and coming. And so Donna and I had a very interesting conversation, as well as my co-host JC too. We really believe in being respectful. You know, when you come in an industry, we know that there's a lot of pressure, and there's, especially for women, and they always said it's hard for women, but I'm telling you about the women that we're going to discuss today as basically women who are trailblazers, and they actually paved the way for the women that are successful, truly successful today, that did not need a man to actually build their success, pave the way for them, help them get their start, whatever, by any means necessary, whether it was money or their fame that helped boost them up, and introducing them to other industry leaders to get them, into different roles that they played in the movies or what have you. And I'm going to talk about two divas, and this is perfect timing. The reason why I'm bringing this out is because the two divas I'm going to talk about today, which I'm going to talk about, one is Angela Bassett.
Ooh, we love Angela.
Now, I'm starting with Angela Bassett because the other one, and this is...
Oh, I love it.
I'm talking about two divas, true divas. Not the divas that we know, that phrase diva, where you think you're all that.
The
and you're
derogatory
the
term diva.
Not the derogatory term, exactly.
Yes.
We're talking about true trailblazing, fire-breathing women of excellence, okay?
Amen to that.
Okay. The women who knew that they had what it took without having to take off their clothes, without having to use profanity, without having to shake a tail feather, and you know what I'm talking about. Okay, by shaking a tail feather, you know what I'm talking about.
Right.
and if you don't know, go ahead and Google that.
You're gonna learn today.
You're gonna learn today.
You're
Okay,
gonna get schooled.
you about to get schooled. So, I'm serious. Like, talking about Angela Bassett, Angela Bassett she's been in the film industry for decades, and she's won many, many awards and fame, for and accolades for just being that trailblazer, like I mentioned, and being that diva, and being respectful of herself. In the industry, and it proves that you do not have to stoop to so many different levels as an entertainer, as a singer, as an actress, or whatever you chose to be, just to make it in this world. Okay, but she had this gift since she was a child in school, and she actually went through drama classes, and since she was 16 years old, and she came out of a very rough and tumultuous family life, you know, when her mother and her father separated. And so it was like, we all want to make excuses for, you know, why our success didn't take off or what have you. But, you know, in the background, when you're at home and you're not, you know, honing into your craft, you're not, you know, mastering your craft, you know, you can do it on your own. And there's no excuses really, because if you have that natural innate gift like she did, she had a natural gift, natural born gift. And she's been on Broadway. She's done a lot of movies. You know Angela Bassett. You can Google her. So I don't even need to name the movies. But of course, What's Love Got to Do with It was highly acclaimed. And so I respected her because she actually was so classy, as we mentioned. Classy, graceful, respectful, dignified. And that's what I mean by diva. You know, she was just one of those women that you can look up to. And, you know, in the Bible, you know, I'm a PK. You know, God says, have no idols before me. I understand, you know, but when you're talking about, I'm referring to idol, I'm talking about just someone that you can look up to and say, okay, I like her style. I like how she respects herself and she doesn't need to take off her clothes. And I want to be an actress one day. I want to do this. And she didn't need the help of a man to get her there. She went to school. She got her bachelor's degree. She got her master's degree. And she worked hard to get to where she is today and to get all of those awards. And so, again, she did not need a man.
And speaking about Angela Bassett, I loved her in the series American Horror Story.
Right.
She was just, well, first of all the actors and actresses that are in American Horror Story really bring their A game.
Right.
They sure did.
And Angela, whenever she has a scene in American Horror Story, and I'm saying this in a good way, she just chews the scenery. I love it. I love her for that. And I also love her. This is major chew the scenery. When she played the Queen in the Black Panther movie. Both Black Panther movie, the first one and the second one, when she had this melt. So this is the scene wherein they couldn't find her daughter, the princess.
Right. Yes.
And she got so mad, and she started the line with, "I am Queen," and then like she said her line, blah 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 blah. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yes.
I mean, Angela, this is like
She's
an
fierce.
Oscar-worthy moment.
Yes.
And then
that's why she wins them.
She was mad and upset during that scene, but she started to cry at the same time.
And it was her naturally.
It was just an amazing scene.
And see,
ripped me
she's
strong.
Yeah. She was born that way. You know, I mean, a lot of us have these very natural talents and gifts. And she honed into that and grabbed onto that, never let it go. And she just owns the stage. She owns her parts. And she's so passionate about what she does. But she also knows that there's a lot of young women that's coming up and that's wanting to have a role model, and she wants to be a good role model
she
for
is
them.
A good role
and
model.
She's the perfect role model to follow after, and so in her footsteps. And so she's like, I say, the other young diva. I say young diva because she looks so young in her pictures. She's so gorgeous, but I'll talk about her later. But she was the one who paved the way for Angela Bassett, and you know, Angela's so graceful in everything she does, and she reminds me of the next one I'm going to speak of later. So yeah, she's so amazing. I love her. I love you, Angela. Good job.
Do we still have time, or are we going on a commercial break? Okay, no commercial break for now. So I would like to talk about, since I represent the fashion industry, I'd like to talk about Donna Karen. And Donna Karen, when she started in the fashion industry, she actually worked for Anne Klein back in the late 60s to the mid 70s. She worked for Anne Klein. And then she became a single mom. She got pregnant. And Anne Klein, during those days, it was a little bit conservative back in the day. Yes. So she got fired. She was terminated from the Anne Klein company. Well, Anne Klein herself fired her because she just said this is so unacceptable.
And sometimes that's your catalyst right there.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? God
So,
will remove something.
After many years later, Anne Klein passed away, and Donna Karan took over the company of Anne Klein. Imagine, the one who was fired took over.
Wow.
And she designed with Luis Del Olio, but that's another story. And then later on, they actually paid Luis Del Olio. Word on the street has it that they paid Luis Del Olio to stop working in the fashion industry because he was being a bit of a diva, but not diva in a good way.
Yeah, yeah. Some of us are not divas in good ways.
Yeah. But anyhow, so as Donna Karan gained all that momentum, that notoriety in the fashion industry through the company Anne Klein, she decided to form her own company. And I still remember the first time that she, they opened those doors for her. She was crying, and the fashion press was there, and she became really famous. And she thought about designing clothes for women that wanted to feel comfortable all the time. She wanted to design for the New Yorker. Wow. And what is the New Yorker? They just get up and go. They move.
Yes.
And they have to get
always
there.
Always on the go.
Yes.
Always.
And they have to get there in a New York minute.
Yes.
Okay?
I think that's
so
where the phrase came from.
It's there for a reason.
Designed for those women who had to be there in a New York minute.
Right. And look like a
And
diva.
who multitask.
Very quick.
Single moms, and you had to feed the baby while you're doing a multi-million-dollar deal.
Right. While you're
so
on the
she had
photo
those women in mind, and she became huge success. And so she had the Donna Karan label, and then after that, she decided to be more accessible, and this is when she created DKNY.
And I thought that was really unique, and I mean that was like epic. What to come up with a acronym for your name,
Your
and
own
it
name,
actually just fly off the shelf.
And it became so iconic.
Iconic, exactly.
Fashion icon.
I tell you, because every time I turned around and I saw someone with a DKNY, I was like, when I first came, it was everywhere, and I knew of Donna Karan because of how old I am, but I didn't recognize a DKNY because they were quite pricey, and at the time of being a single mother of twins, I couldn't afford a DKNY or a Donna Karan. So maybe a knockoff. But when I saw them, I was like, what's that? And then it didn't dawn on me, and someone actually had to tell me that's the new Donna Karan,
New York.
Yeah, New York. Yep. And I was like, wow, I like that even better.
Yes,
so the older persons with just Donna Karan. I was like,
and I love the fact that
the style is like beautiful.
Phenomenal.
Yes.
So the first Donna Karan store in New York was like a department store. You go in there, and it wasn't just clothes. It was this whole presentation of the DKNY world, and I believe they had a cafeteria.
Wow.
They had a bookstore. So if you couldn't afford to buy her items, you could still stay there and just chill and hang out. So she created this whole cult,
right?
A fashion cult of DKNY.
Yeah.
And I love her.
She's still phenomenal to this day. And I still have not gotten my DKNY purse after all these years. I still haven't gotten it.
I have my red
Donna Karan, if you're out there, you can have a little pity on me and just like sit on my mind. I was a mother of twins.
Oh my gosh. We'll have to go to her house in Long Island.
Oh, well.
Or her mansion.
Yeah.
Her estate.
Yeah. Well, I would love that invitation. I would love it.
Oh my goodness. And the directoire is giving us the peace sign.
Peace, yes. So
can you take us out?
I guess that means we're going to go on our first break, our second break technically, and we will be right back. Make sure you get all your goodies and stay tuned for the next episode.
Love, peace, and hair grease.
Welcome to Social Media Shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across social media platforms. We produce over 70 shows with over 1,000 episodes. In the process, we've helped over 100 creators realize their dreams and start their own show. We give platforms to promote your business. If you are an artist, if you have an event, if you are entrepreneurs, or if you have a story. If you haven't done it yet, go ahead and subscribe and follow us on major social media platforms. And if you have a great idea of a show, join us. Social media shows can help you produce and live stream your own show. Let us help you make your dream become a reality.
Hi, I'm Deacon T with Modern Word Ministries. It's great to be with you today. Just a short little promo for our show. Every Sunday morning we have service, and you can follow us at 10 a.m. Pacific Time on modernwordministries.org. And if you missed us or you want to see some of our older messages, go ahead and check us out on socialmediashows.com every single morning at 9 a.m. It's a great way to kick off your day, get a little bit of the word in you, get something uplifting, get you started off on your way. You know, if you're looking for prayer or you need some help, reach out to us. If you go to our website, again, that's modernwordministries.org, you can interact with me via telephone, via DM, text message, whatever you want. I'll get right back to you. So if you need prayer, you need help, you just need somebody to talk to, Modern Word Ministries is here for you. We are your church in the community. So until you see you next time, be blessed, everybody. Bye-bye.
Are you looking to record or film your podcast? We have the sound room and all necessary equipment you need. Contact us for pricing and to schedule your tour.
Now on digital and DVD.
Did it?
Space Wars: Quest for the Deep Star is an epic sci-fi adventure.
Do what needs to be done.
An edge-of-your-seat wild ride.
We have company.
Tons of popcorn-munching fun. 5 stars. A love letter to the sci-fi films of the 70s and 80s. With plenty of action and fun for all. You need to see it. You really do.
The captain just decided it's time to go.
I am ready for a sequel. Experience a bold new adventure. Space Wars: Quest for the Deep Star.
A good old-fashioned adventure.
Now on digital and DVD.
And now we're back from outer space. Yes, welcome to Honeybees.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Hope you got snacks.
Yes.
Yes. Well, we're so happy that you guys have joined us today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you share this with all of your friends and your family. Social media shows network. We are live here at the Hunty Bees.
Yes, right.
Every Monday at 1 o'clock.
She changed the name from Honeybees.
Yeah,
to
now we're the
Honeybees.
Honeybees. We're the Hunty Bees.
Yes.
Just for 5 minutes before
Just
our
for
producer
5
gets on us.
minutes.
Now we're the Honeybees. We're back to the Honeybees. So we're talking about women in the industry, in entertainment or in business that have been able to pave the way, make their own way in the industry, and be successful role models, icons in the industry without needing the help of the man. Okay, all right. So they are out there, so you can do it if you're trying to build your own name, your own brand, and become an actress, become a singer and dancer, and you want to do it professionally and you want to be known for what you do, then remember, you could do it. Okay, you don't need the help of really anyone. There are these role models, as I mentioned before the break. There are these role models like Donna Karen, DKNY, Angela Bassett, and many others. But we also have one other that is historical. Okay, she is a legend.
I love it.
She is truly a legend.
The Queen Diva.
The Queen Diva. Okay, exactly. She is the Queen Diva. one that we all can look up to. I think men and women, because she was an activist,
Yep.
and she paved the way for a lot of women and because of during her era and her nationality, it was really hard for her. And her name is Lena Horne.
Ooh,
and,
yes.
Okay, so
Yes,
the Queen
yes,
Bee.
Lena. Yes.
And I chose her because Lena Horne actually is one of those graceful, classic, elegant, talented, extraordinary women who was a dancer, a singer. She did it all. And she did it all without the help of a man.
Wow.
She had these wonderful traits and skills and natural abilities, and she honed into them. She took them and grasped them and just made them her own. She knew what she wanted to do. She had a passion and a zest for what she wanted to do, and she did that along with being an activist, for segregation and separating that,
Yes.
unifying everyone during her era. And so she not only really cared about what she wanted to do as someone in the
Yep.
industry, being a singer and dancer and having that love and that drive and that passion for what she does, but she also wanted to be a leader, and she was just that for all of us. Everyone that is in the industry, she was a true dynamic leader, and
I
we
love
respect her. It's almost like Rosa Parks, another
Yes,
one. It's
yes.
like they were true leaders in trying to unify everyone in the industry and beyond. Okay, so Lena Horne came up in a difficult life as well. She did not have grow up with a silver spoon in her mouth. If you read up on Lena Horne, she really came up with a difficult life with her parents,
Wow.
And so, just seeing how much she has done and paved the way for Angela Bassett and all these other actresses in the industry, it just showed me as someone in the industry that I can look up to her as well, and I just think because she was biracial, and that also spoke volumes of how she did not let that stop her
Right.
from doing what she wanted to do. And even though there was a lot of people, in the industry that tried to prevent her from going further in her career, there's a lot of, potholes, throughout her career.
Yeah.
It's always going to be that, especially when you're biracial coming up in that era. And she was born in 1917, and so when I think of Lena Horne and I think 1917,
I'm like, man.
Really?
Yes,
because I see she's absolutely beautiful. She had this classic, elegant look about herself, and she just she personified, and she emitted this beauty that just, she didn't have to go the extra mile to force it on anyone. She was just herself. It's like, be yourself and just let everything come naturally. And she was just graceful on stage. She was graceful as a dancer, and she, we were talking about off camera about a lot of these idols that we look up. A lot of people look up to. A lot of young women that are trying to become artists, looking up to the wrong
ones.
artists, okay?
Yes,
the wrong
yes,
ones,
yeah,
thinking
yes.
they're paving the way. And, I don't like to really say on camera these names because I don't want people to think that, okay, I don't like them because they do
We're
this
not
and that.
hating on them.
I'm not
Right,
hating on
right.
them. Do you, boo, as I always say. Do you, boo, okay? No hate here.
No.
But, you have to be careful about who you idolize, okay?
Yeah.
And what you refer to as a diva may not be what a diva really is. Okay?
Yeah,
There's two different sides of the spectrum of
Yes,
a diva.
yes,
And so
yes.
Lena Horne and Angela Bassett were definitely divas, and I just respect
Yes.
them. And so these women that are coming up, if you're trying to be an actress, you want to be a dancer, you want to get in Hollywood or wherever, find a role model that is respectful, that did it, that has, credibility, and that has a reputation of true dynamic respect in the industry, because not
class.
a man in class and not a man
All
or
about
woman
the
can
class,
touch
yeah,
them
yeah.
and can phase them, because they
Yes.
didn't have to take off their clothes.
Right.
They didn't have to, show everything in a very disrespectful manner.
Yeah.
They actually did it with class and dignity and still made it and won hundreds of awards and hundreds of nominations for what they do. And, I think Angela Bassett received an award that was high prestige, many awards that was high prestige, and as well as Lena Horne. And so I want you to do your research on them because, I can tell you a lot about them, but I want you to do your research on these women.
Research.
Because then you will see exactly what I mean by diva and what a true diva exemplifies, okay?
Yes.
So.
Oh my goodness. I love it. Love
Thank
Lena
you.
Horne.
Yes, she is the true diva, the diva of all divas.
So my last profile is the legendary Coco Chanel.
Ooh. And I love my fashion.
Yes,
so I love when you
yes.
bring on the fashion icons. I love when you talk about them. And he does it so eloquently. I love when he talks about like the angel singing when he speaks of these divas. The choir. I know.
The big icon Chanel, and everybody knows Chanel by the Chanel perfume, Chanel number 5, the Chanel bags, which are so everywhere that they even make fake bags
those
of
knockoffs.
Chanel, those knockoffs. And that's how iconic the Chanel brand is.
Right.
And it's a $1 trillion company. But it wasn't always like this. Let's get to the grassroots of Gabrielle, a little humble girl, and she was so poor, and she was a little orphan in France.
Yeah.
And she grew up in an orphanage run by nuns.
You see in a lot of these stories come out.
Yes,
Tragedy,
back in the 1900s.
Wow.
And so she was poor,
He
but
says that like
The 1900s.
long ago.
1900s.
1900s, yes.
I kind of did too.
Well, the late 1900s, not early, but late 1900s.
I'm sorry, that was
Or early 1900s. Was it the late 1900s?
Yeah, the late 1900s. And then later on, because she was a very determined and strong woman because of the tough life that she's had. And you guys correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think she was ever adopted, or maybe she was, or maybe she was. She was.
I'm not sure.
So
see,
yeah,
we're schooling you, so you have to go do your homework.
Yes, you can school us back and let
And
us know. Let us know.
Post in the comments so you can find out.
So, anywho, what happened to Coco is that she loved going to bars and probably like me doing, karaoke. There wasn't any karaoke back in those days. But she used to love to sing about
Maybe
a
in the shower.
rooster. Yeah, about a rooster.
Oh, a rooster.
Yeah, so
Interesting.
that rooster in French and in Spanish, we call the rooster Coco. And so the Coco was the name of the rooster. And she loved that song so much that she took that name for herself.
Oh,
so
my
she named
goodness.
herself
That's
after
clever.
rooster. That's why it's Coco Chanel.
And I love that
rooster,
name.
Yeah.
I love that name. It's so classic.
And so later on, she started making hats because she loved hats. And during that time, a lot of women wore these dressy hats, and she became successful with her hats. And then later on, the woman went around and had a lot of boyfriends. So
of course, everyone wanted Coco Chanel.
she went around and then
a bit of cocoa.
Yeah.
She took the fabric that was used for men's underwear back in the day, and this was scandalous.
Wow.
This is the scandal of Chanel. So she took the fabric of the men's underwear, which was jersey, and turned it into a dress. And that was a huge scandal back in the 20s. They were like, oh no, she didn't take that fabric that's used for men's underwear, and you just turned it into a dress. Yes, and that's what became later on the iconic little black dress.
The little black dress came from that.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, and here's
now
a
that
little
taught me something.
here's a little poem about the black dress. Nothing touches the splendor of a slender little black dress.
I love it because they're like pencil skirts when they little black dress came out like as a pencil skirt type of dress, and so
then
this Linda,
and then she didn't end there, and then she liberated women from corsets, because back in those days women wore a lot of corsets and. For women, it was so
always
restricting.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So she liberated it and made the dresses more relaxed and more functional. And once again, she did something highly controversial. She placed women in pants.
Oh, yes.
So let's thank Coco Chanel that women are now wearing pants.
Yes. Women in business wear business suits that, have slacks and look good in it.
Yes.
I guess that's when we became liberated.
And then later on,
hello.
I want to talk about the controversial. This woman is like just filled with controversy.
Wow.
So during World War II, Chanel was already big in World War II. So she played two fields. According to my fashion principal back in college, that she had many Nazi boyfriends.
Oh, wow.
Because France was invaded by, the Nazis. So she played two fields. Mm-hmm. She was a good friend of Winston Churchill, but she also had Nazi friends. Oh. I know I'm being very controversial.
She was undercover with that because that's kind of scary.
So, maybe in the back of her head, I wonder who's going to win, and whoever is going to win, I'm going to be on their side.
Yeah.
So she kind of played chess.
Both sides,
Mm-hmm.
And
that's how she stayed afloat. And then later on, when her company reopened again after World War II, she launched Chanel No. 5. And that perfume became so iconic.
Yep.
I loved it so
much.
And that is the story of Chanel. And of course, later on, ironically, the Chanel company became owned by this wealthy Jewish family named the Wertheimers, and got Karl Lagerfeld took it on another.
Oh, Karl
level.
Lagerfeld!
Yeah,
I
Karl
loved
Lagerfeld,
that cologne too.
Yeah, but
I mean, it was a men's cologne, but I loved it.
This woman was just. I admire her,
Wow.
but at the same time, she's like controversy all the way around.
See,
all the way around.
Very politics is something, and controversy is something I always stayed away from.
Yes. And I know that she's a self-made woman, but everything that we see at the Chanel brand, the Chanel store, is her love for the only love of her life. I know she had many boyfriends, but she had one love.
One true love.
Boy Capel. So if you notice in Chanel, there's that camellia or the white rose.
Yes, it is.
That was always given to her by her boyfriend, Boy Capel.
That is
and
beautiful.
they had it was like a whirlwind, a beautiful love affair until one day he had a major car crash and he died.
Wow.
And that dress, that black dress that she wore to his funeral with chain pearls all over her neck became so iconic.
Yes.
And this was during the time that she was grieving
where that came
for her
from.
boyfriend.
I've seen that look a lot.
Yeah, okay. And this became like fashion news when she
Yes.
wore to the funeral.
And it's funny you say that because, as I've grown up going on interviews to different jobs, I was always taught to wear your black dress, nylons, your black pumps, and some pearls.
Yep.
I've been I worked in corporate for like 80% of my work life, working for others, and every interview always had either my blazer, depending on the weather, but definitely a black dress, and it was always like a pencil dress, and my pearls, and my black pumps and my nylons, and that was always what we were taught, growing up.
Yeah.
And in my home, I was a preacher's kid, so my mom always taught us how to dress for church. We had to dress to the nines, and our dress down here, but so that's probably where that came from. That's obviously
from
where
Chanel,
that came
but
from.
of course
Pearls was something that
when she
always
wore
taught.
her pearls, it wasn't really
And a black
conservative because she put like a ton load of
Strings.
pearls.
I
like
love
strings
that.
of pearls.
I love it.
Like it was a pearl overload.
I love the overload thing.
Oh my God, I had a string of pearls that you literally had
Yes,
to put.
you had to
twist
me
it
too.
around, twist it
Same here.
around.
I did, and I wore those.
Yeah, with a
sometimes
simple
to some
black
interviews.
dress,
Right.
you're good to
Simple
go.
But
black
it looked
dress.
great because then you
Yes.
lined it
Yes.
up. Yeah.
Yep. I sure did. I had the same thing. This long, like super long.
It was super long.
And then
Yes.
I had
You
to
just kept
drape
twisting
it.
it, yep.
I kept that necklace for like at least 20 years.
Yeah.
Until I lost it somewhere, I don't know. But 20 years, long time.
I think it got to the point nobody was really wearing them anymore.
But they do now. It's like these fashion styles
I wish
come
I
back.
kept half of my stuff.
And believe me, I'm gonna go get some more.
And that-
I found some online the other
Yes.
day as I'm preparing for my birthday. So
Oh,
When is
throwing
that?
out there. April 29th.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm having a big birthday
Well,
bash.
advance happy
on the
birthday.
28th.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes.
I'm planning, preparing now.
And-
And I saw those pearls, big pearls, when I was
Yes.
looking for jewelry for the outfit that I'm going to wear.
And that was my profile celebration of this woman, that
Love it.
strong woman that made it to the top on her own.
Another diva,
Yes,
another
Coco
diva that
Chanel.
did it on her own. So that is
now-
absolutely awesome.
The directoire, the beautiful directoire is giving us the peace sign. So we're going on a commercial break and we will be right back.
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social media shows is now the new media of the century.
Hello, everyone. This is Joseph Skoda with Social Media Shows. Well, I thank all of you for your support through these last several years, and it's been a lot of fun. We've given people a voice they never had before. Now, Social Media Shows is always collaborating with our veterans to help them do things and help out the veterans who are struggling today. And we teamed up with GI Connections, connecting veterans with resources. So please consider helping and donating to this great cause because we're always doing things for veterans. So GI Connections, Social Media Shows, and you is what makes the world a better place. Once again, Joseph Skoda, proud United States Air Force veteran.
Got Films is a full-service production company that provides motion picture quality content and production services for use in the film and TV industry. Looking for a seasoned crew, high-quality equipment, or other production services for your film, TV, commercial, corporate convention, sports, news, or interview project? Your search stops here. Some of our projects include NASCAR, American Restoration, Pawn Stars, Counting Cars, Top Chef, BattleBots, Forge and Fire, and Street Outlaws. We have also produced over 60 feature films and documentaries. We're ready for all your needs. Whatever your project, whatever your budget, big or small, Got Films got you. GotFilms.com.
And we welcome you back to the Honeybees Women Empowerment segment.
Yes.
Christina.
Yes. Donna.
Thank you, Donna.
And I keep wondering who's holding Donna now. I
And then
love
there's
that
old
song.
I'm the background
Donna. I've heard
I'm the
some.
background dancer.
Oh,
El DeBarge.
yes.
I love
Yes.
him. Let's not even talk about El DeBarge. Oh, boy.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Well,
Hunty.
we're not going out of topic. We're talking about women who rose to the top by their own strength, their own
Yes.
selves, and
Yes.
their own backbone.
Yes, their own backbone.
Yes.
And that's it.
Yes.
You know,
right.
through their blood, sweat, and tears, they made it, okay, for themselves. And, you know, I always think that, I was thinking about it last night. They had icons. They had idols growing up, you know, that they looked up to. They didn't need a man, but we all have like idols that we look up to that have similar goals and passions or similar I'd say like skills and things that they like to do. Like I want to be a TV host like Maria. I would look up to her. Other
They've been inspired by
exactly. So it's inspired by, but not who actually helped you get to where you are. So a lot of them worked hard. A lot of these women that we, mentioned, they just worked hard. Yeah. They had a gift, they had a passion, they knew what they wanted to do, and they went for it. Simple as that. They didn't need a man to actually put the money up or sleep with the man. I'm gonna be blunt about that. Sleep with the man to move up the ladder, and to get into the film industry, which a lot of them did, unfortunately. And it's really sad that they have to stoop to such levels and not believe in themselves. I think that I would not, me personally, I wouldn't take that opportunity at all. If someone said, if you want to be famous, if you want to be a celebrity, if you want this gig, you gotta lay down.
Oh no.
If they said that, I will walk out the door and live the life I'm living today by myself and make it on my own. So you can't do it. You don't need to do anything of this such. With anyone, I don't care, man, woman. You don't need to go stoop to those kind of levels. If you know and you believe in yourself and you have a dream and a passion, you could do it. Without that. Without the need of anyone. You look up to those idols, you study them, you watch them, the good divas, the divas who pays the way, like I said, the trailblazers, the women who were well respected in the industry and in their roles and stuff, and those are the women that you want to look up to.
Absolutely.
And take a few pointers from, and if they can do it, you can do it. As I say, God has no respect of person, so if he gives you a gift, you can do it too.
Yes.
Yeah, so how do you feel? And if you know of any that we didn't mention here, put them in the comments, and share this live with everyone, and share the show with everyone.
And what about Donna? Do you are you inspired by a woman who's like made it to the top, perhaps a movie star or anyone that doesn't necessarily have to be in the movie industry, in business, or a historical figure, perhaps.
Yeah. Love Audrey Hepburn.
Oh, there you go.
Yes,
oh my God.
that's an iconic one. That is iconic.
So class.
Yes.
So class.
Yes.
She is definitely classy as well, and I just loved her in all her movies and. Oh my goodness. I mean, she's one of those women, just like Lena Horne, that, I love the classic movies.
Yes.
I love the I mean,
Funny
I cannot
Face?
love a movie.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I love that movie.
Think
They owned it. And they owned their roles. And I mean, regardless of anything that the news and the media may have said about them, if you read up on them, you can see how
her life was really tough.
They all came from a very tough background, and they lived a difficult life prior to their success. And so nothing that is really worth fighting for is going to come easy. It's going to come with its challenges. But she was one of those.
Style.
The style. Yeah.
Oh,
yes, and even though you see me in this, it's kind of reminiscent of the.
Well, I love it.
Style.
I love that.
It's a little new age, but I like to wear the classic style, where the A-lines or the what they call the mermaid style. Because back in the day, they would wear the mermaid style dresses, the fitting dresses, but it was classy.
Well, it's still classy.
Yes, this is my style. I like the.
It is so funny because I normally wear I love my maxi dresses, and you'd look at me today and be like, "Wait a minute, what?"
No,
my business casual, but most of the time I'm in the super duper, body glove. Maxi dresses. That's my thing.
Yeah. So she reminds me of myself. This is my twin here. My twin is
well,
in the building.
Speaking about body glove, going back to Donna Karen, she did love designing the bodysuit.
Yes.
And she said that bodysuit, which was kind of like a semi-bathing suit.
Right.
She said, I designed this because you could either put a skirt or pair of pants or jeans.
Yes. Yeah. And I loved bodysuits as a teenager. I think I had about 5 or 6 bodysuits.
I had them.
And I used to love wearing them, even with my pants to school. And it's funny when I think back on my age. You don't remember what your body looks like that long ago. Like I can't. I don't have any pictures of myself when I was young. I may have one or two, but it's flat. And so I remember to myself in my bodysuits, and being flat, and everyone teasing me about.
Really?
I'm in like seventh grade, and I'm like, oh, I want to be cute in bodysuit. A lot of my classmates were a little bit more. They were already had already blossomed. Exactly. That was the word that we used. Yeah. They blossomed, and I was a late bloomer, and so I was still like.
Oh, goodness.
Yes. I don't know where these came from. I was just like this for most of my life. Mm-hmm. I think after my twins, that's when I blossomed.
Yeah. But then when you bloomed, you were fabulous.
When I bloomed, I was fabulous.
Yes.
I was. But I was still not as bloomed as they were, because as we grew up and grew older, they bloomed and bloomed and bloomed. I was just like a bloom. And then a bloom. And then a bloom. Gradually over like 5 years, it was just like a bloom, and they were like, bloom.
Like, what's funny? You say that about bodysuits. The bodysuits today come way like they come over.
Yes, with the string in the back. With the string in the back,
it defeats the purpose.
It does, right? Because they're not like the ballerina bodysuits back in the day where they covered your tail. Now they're the stripe in the back.
Because the bodysuit that Donna Karen created was supposed to hide the figure flaws.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
That's how she
And these
created
new ones
them.
do not.
They do.
Yes.
They even make the body shapers with the like that. Even the body shapers, like what body?
What's it shaping?
What is it shaping for us?
Because it's very
not going to shape nothing for me after having 3 kids. It's not going to shape anything.
Everything I need to shape isn't in there.
No, it does not go inside those pieces.
Yes.
No, it's going to de-shape me. If anything, it de-shapes me. I do better without it.
Right.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Talking about, I need a full body Spanx. Okay?
Oh my goodness. Oh, speaking
Darn
about
twins, Brandon and Brian.
Spanx. One time I tried on the men's version of Spanx.
Oh my God!
I could not get into that thing. I was laughing out loud in the fitting room, and then the salesperson was like, "Something wrong? Everything is wrong in this.
Everything. Get me out of this thing.
Rather than get
somebody
out.
What is this? A straight jacket?
Right.
Oh my God.
Right. Like, somebody help. And then you start getting hot. You're trying to get out of it. It's like, then you start sweating. It's like, oh my God, I can't get out. Then you start panicking and hyperventilating, like, I can't get out.
God forbid you're going to pull it over your head.
Oh, God forbid. I'll pass out if I had to pull it over my head.
So the Spanx is supposed to bind your body, right?
Yes.
In my case, it bound my face. My face was like this.
Oh my God.
Was here.
I
was like, get me out of here.
And I have a couple, I've lost a lot of weight since the pandemic, and so I have a couple I haven't tried on since the pandemic. I got them because during the pandemic, prior to the COVID, I was like 180 pounds. Now, mind you, I'm 138, 39 now. And it was all because of COVID. But when I was I bought those because I was so big, and I was like really, really big. I had no weight, so I was just like, Oompa Loompa. And so it just looked bad. And so I bought the little Spanx and those little waist trainers and things so I can actually look good in my dress. It still didn't work. Because now I can't breathe. And I'm looking like I can't breathe.
And the viral came and made her sexy.
And the kidney infection.
The COVID.
The COVID and the kidney infection that I had back to back made me like I am today.
Oh, good Lord.
Hello.
Yeah, I don't even touch the kidney infection. Not even with a 10-foot pole.
Oh my goodness. It is so bad. Drink your water. Please drink your water. Yes. So now
I need to drink a lot of water.
I could probably fit those things. Yeah, I know. I need to drink more. I was drinking a lot more water before, but now I need to really.
Since I'm Mr. Sodium, so I need to cut down on sodium.
Yes, you do.
And you're like, oh.
No, and I am a honeybee.
I do love salt.
Yeah.
I like garlic salt. I'm a garlic salt girl.
I'm a garlic salt, and let's not forget soy sauce.
Oh, soy sauce.
Yeah, and I know some guy
rice.
is telling. Yeah,
I know. I haven't even eaten today, guys. Cut it out. Come on, you see I'm wasting away here already.
Oh my gosh.
No, I'm almost looking nothing, about to disappear right in front of these audience's
some
eyes.
guy was telling me, some guy was telling me you're stereotyping yourself by saying that you like soy sauce. And I'm like, honey, I really do. Like, I grew up putting soy sauce on my rice, and if people think that I'm stereotyping myself, whatever,
it's clever. Okay, but let me go back to something real quick before we close out today.
Mm-hmm.
The shape of Lena Horne and Audrey Hepburn. I mean, when all of those icons in that era were all shaped this like. Not the same shape, but they all had very tiny waist. They were petite, but then they had a nice hourglass figures. Mm-hmm. And I'm wondering, what was their diet like? Because that's on camera. Remember, they say the camera puts on 10 pounds. Mm-hmm. So I was always like, God, I want their body. I want their shape, And that's another thing, we don't want to idolize them to the point where if you're 200 pounds, but you do idolize them for what they're doing in the industry or whatever, but then you start to idolize them and their figure, and you start to starve yourself. Not for appearance. Let's get it straight. Yeah, so I wanted to make myself clear. When you're idolizing them or you're looking up to them, as a role model,
as a whole,
it's not about what they look like on the outside. It's about who they are on the inside. Okay, be you and be accepting of your own body. Okay, body image is nothing if you have the skills, the talent, and the passion and the drive for what you do. It doesn't matter, because if you see in Hollywood across all of the movie screens or TV screens, you're going to see people who have these wonderful, amazing skills and talent and gifts, being actresses, dancers, whatever, of all shapes and sizes. So you do not have to be a size 2 to be a model. You do not have to be a size 2 to be on TV and be an actress. You do not have to be a size 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 to be a dancer. You don't have to do that. Please love yourself. Okay?
Yes, love yourself. And going back to what their diet was back in the day. Ann Baxter, who was one of the Hollywood goddesses back during the times of Betty Davis.
Betty Davis, I love her too.
So she said that, oh my gosh, I cried when she said it. I cut down on sodium, and I was like,
it hurt me.
She cut down on sodium.
And sodium's a killer.
And she just stopped eating stuff that was fattening.
Yes,
That's what she said. But it was a discipline.
Right.
Like she disciplined herself.
Yes.
And then she said, I walked a lot. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so walking is a good form of
staying
exercise
healthy.
too.
And healthy isn't a size 2, or healthy doesn't mean you're size 2 and you're size 8 or size 12, and if you're size 16. Healthy is eating right, exercising, and just being healthy inside. And if it's meant for your body to tone down because of it, it's going to happen naturally. So it's just eating right, and so you can have that natural energy, and no matter what shape or size you are, but being healthy, because what comes with weight and being obese, or being overweight, even if you're like 10 pounds or 5 pounds or 4 pounds overweight, we still want to be healthy if you're planning on longevity in your career.
But you're who you're supposed to be.
But you're who you're supposed to be. Just eat healthy, but you're still going to be, even if you stay that size, but you're eating healthy, you're who you are, and love yourself.
And also, as I used to say, don't forget to eat your celery, because it's the vegetable that eats you in return.
Ooh. And water. Drink your water. And don't forget.
Can we add some salt?
I love it.
These two and their salt.
You know what Ann Baxter said?
These two and their salt. Okay, see, I was a top ramen eater. I had to stop because of the salt. The sodium.
It's like, hold up.
Wait a minute.
So Ann Baxter said the moment that she cut down on salt and she got used to eating food without salt, she said everything became normal to her. And then when she used to get invited into people's houses and she would taste their food, I said, oh,
it was really salty.
Really, this is really salty.
Even if it didn't have a lot of salt in it, because
now she was
not
having salt.
Right. But it's like me. I stopped eating sugar, and that's another reason why I lost weight too.
Oh,
my boss at Wells Fargo Home Mortgage years ago, she used to nickname me Sugar. So every morning I come in, and she'd be, hey, Sugar, because everybody would see me putting 6 to 7 packages of sugar in my coffee, which is only the styrofoam cups.
Wow.
And everybody else is doing 2. I'm doing 6 to 7 packs of sugar. I loved my sugar.
Sugar.
Yes.
Yes, please.
And I had to. And so, that's another thing I stayed away from. So now I only drink what's in my tea?
Ooh.
Honey.
Hunty. Okay.
And that's why I keep my girlish figure, because I don't eat sugar anymore. Because sugar packs on weight.
It does.
It goes straight here, especially in women. It goes straight here and straight here. Mm-hmm. And I lost my belly as soon as I stopped drinking a lot of alcohol, because that turns into sugar.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Alcohol turns into sugar. And so, lots
of
soda.
alcohol.
I drink soda like
weight.
It was like,
oh my God.
I used to buy 10 2 liters every time I went grocery shopping. 10 2-liter sodas, and I would drink them within 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I was a soda drinker. Oh my God. And my twins are, thank God for them, they're health fanatics. Mm-hmm. And they tell me, Mom, you need to stay away from the top ramen. I love me some top ramen. I haven't eaten
some top
sodium
ramen today.
I love it, but too much. So
sodium.
Ever since I stopped that, also, I did lose a little weight prior to the COVID, because I stopped drinking soda. I stopped drinking wine every single day, all day. And I stopped drinking sugar, like pounds of sugar in my coffee. So what I used to say is I drink coffee with my sugar.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of I put sugar in my coffee, I put coffee in my sugar. That's how I was.
Yeah.
I mean, I was a sweets candy. I ate candy all day, all night. Just
my goodness.
Candy.
Wow,
all you'd see around my bed was like wrappers of
the Hershey Kisses.
I was a Snickers girl and a Twix girl. You get the bag of the little mini ones. You get the bag of. Boy, I used to buy the bags of candy.
She thinks she's eating the mini ones, so it's not
so bad.
20 or more.
Yeah, it wasn't so bad.
It's funny that you're talking about that. You know what I was eating last night while I was falling asleep?
What?
Chocolate raisins.
Oh, I love those.
Raisinettes?
Raisinettes are
the big ones.
Oh, the big
my
ones.
God.
Oh, like the ones at the Whole Foods that they have. I like the
bought
ones
it
at
at
Whole Foods.
CVS, like the big ones.
What
the hell is that, a prune?
I know, right? They're like really big.
Prune.
Oh my goodness, that's so funny.
Gracious.
Well, this has been a great conversation. This was fun today. This was good.
And that was it for our fabulous Women Empowerment Show of Honeybees.
Honeybees. Yes. I loved it. This was a great talk, a great episode, and thank you so much, you guys, for joining us. Thank you, Miss Donna.
Welcome, Donna.
Yes. This
Christina.
Christina.
Thank you. No. Thank you so much, and to our director, Maria Pereza.
Yes, thank you, Maria. We love you.
We missed you today in Honeybees.
I know. We missed
Just
you.
behind the camera.
We see her, you don't.
Yeah.
Right. Still live.
So see you next week for another intriguing episode of Honeybees.
Yes, we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Ciao.